Hey language learners, ready to boost your English skills? Let's play, learn and conquer English together. Join us for interactive fun and mastering grammar like a pro. Hit subscribe and let's dive in. And hey, if you're looking to skip ahead to any sections, just use the marked timeline below. Your Travel English Roadmap, a preview to what's ahead. Making reservations and booking tickets. Arriving at the airport and navigating the terminal. Boarding the airplane and in-flight essentials. Arriving at your destination and going through customs. Collecting your baggage and finding transportation. Checking in at your accommodation and getting settled, as well as exploring the area and engaging in holiday activities. And last, emergency phrases and staying safe while traveling. Let's get started. Different types of holidays you can take, just a few examples. Grand Canyon adventures, city escapes if you're more urban type of dweller, bush retreats if you want to get into nature, or the beach getaway. Now, there's lots of different types of holidays. You need to know this before you start on your holiday, and make the right reservations. Making reservations, the key to essential stress-free travel. So there's 3 things that you need to secure before you travel. You need to secure accommodation, transportation, and dining. Securing accommodation, transportation, and dining options ensures availability and peace of mind. Okay, very important. You can either book online, you can book over the phone, or you can book an email. Plan ahead for a smooth journey. So, what is a reservation? A reservation, an advanced arrangement to secure a service such as a hotel room or a table at a restaurant. Booking procedures. Booking procedures, accommodation options, payment methods. Maybe they've got cards, or maybe they don't accept cards, maybe they only accept cash. Find out before you go. The cancellation policies. What do you need to do if you want to cancel? Are you going to lose your money if you cancel certain amount of days before you arrive? Travel insurance, very important to get before you leave your country. Tips for a smooth check-in and a check-out process. We're going to cover some of those. And language for communicating with hotel staff. If you cover these few terms with your reservation, you should be fairly simple sorted. Okay, booking. What is booking? What does the word mean? The process of making a reservation for securing or service or accommodation. Now, everything in blue you can repeat after me. It's some phrases that you can practice while we're doing this lesson. I'd like to make a booking for the date, the time, and the amount of people. For example, I'd like to make a booking for 4 people for tomorrow night, please. Do you have any availability for booking a room on you give them the date. Or you can say, is it possible to make a booking for car rental service during my stay in Barcelona? Again, you can book online, with a telephone or email, different ways depending on how you're going to do it. So after you booked, you get a confirmation, or you need a confirmation. What is a confirmation? A formal acknowledgement that a reservation has been successfully made and accepted by the provider. Things you can practice saying. Could you please send me a confirmation email for my hotel reservation? I'd like to receive confirmation that my flight booking has been successfully processed, please. If you would like, please provide me with a confirmation number for my car rental reservation. Or anything, if you want a reservation number for your hotel or for your trip, anything. Say, please can you provide me with a confirmation number for my reservation. Okay, so we're going to practice some practice phrases. I'd like to make a reservation for 4 people for the date and the time, the number of people and date and time. But be prepared for some follow-up questions. What time would you like that made? You can add this time, please. May I have your contact phone number, please? Yes, here it is. And you give them your telephone number. Sorry, please say again. I could not hear you. Please say it again. They can say that sometimes, especially if it's over the telephone. Just repeat what you said, maybe a little bit slower. I'm sorry, but we are fully booked. Those are the words we never want to hear when we actually try and book a place. But you can say something like, oh no, it's unfortunate. Thank you very much. That's if you want to accept it. But if you want to try a little bit harder, you can say something like, could you maybe take my number and let me know if you get a cancellation? And sometimes that'll help and they'll contact you if they get a cancellation. Okay, let's move on. I'd like to receive confirmation that my flight booking has been successfully processed. Do you have my email? Always ask for confirmation. Confirmation is very important, and you can show the people, because the people that you deal with on the phone is not necessarily the people that you're going to deal with on the ground when you arrive. Can you provide me with a confirmation number for my car rental reservation? And they'll give you a number. Or you can say, or they can ask you at least, certainly, may I have your full name and the date of your reservation? Give them your name and the date that you would like to book. Can you verify the email address or phone number associated with the reservation? And then you give them your email address or your phone number that was associated with it. Now, let's move on. Getting around. Transportation vocabulary. Tickets. We get different types of tickets. We get airplane tickets. We get bus tickets. And we get train tickets. So singular, just one. I would like an airplane ticket. Or if you want more than one, I want airplane tickets. Okay. Some phrases that you can learn with this. I would like to find out prices for some tickets, please. At the ticket counter. I would like to buy 2 bus tickets for the date, please. Or I would like to buy 2 plane or train tickets for this date, please. Okay, fare. Sometimes you might hear the word fare when you're traveling around. Fare simply means the money paid for a journey on public transport. And they'll tell you it's $1 or $5 or how much ever you need to pay. So buses. When is the next bus to your destination? Just some phrases you can practice again. And some words we can learn while we're here. A schedule or a timetable. This is the one where you can see when the buses are leaving and arriving. Very important, that's what we call it. We call it a schedule or a timetable. You also need to know the route the bus will be taking. What route is this bus going to take? Is it going to town or is it going out of town? What is the route of the bus? How much is a bus ticket to the destination? Where is the nearest bus stop? And then they'll tell you where the bus stop is. Can I pay with cash? Because a lot of the times they only accept cards or just prepaid options. Now, quick, easy one, simple one. Bus stop, the bus is departing or leaving. And if the bus is not departing or leaving, it is that one. Arrival or arrive. The arrival of the bus will be at 3 o'clock. Or the bus is arriving any moment now. Okay. Now, if you leave in the bus, then we get to the bus station or the bus terminal. Okay, bus station or bus terminal. While you're there, you're gonna meet the driver of the bus driver. And if you're sitting on the bus, that means you are the passenger. Okay, some questions you can ask them. Is this the right bus for? And you tell them your destination. How long does it take to get there? Do I need to transfer? So what is a transfer? Transfer, changing buses during a journey. Sometimes your bus can't take you all the way to your end destination and you need to get off that bus and onto another bus so that they can take you to your destination. Is this seat taken? If you want to know if you can sit there, ask the people, excuse me, is this seat taken? Okay, so done with buses for now. Let's move on to trains. So at the train station, some useful phrases we can repeat at the train station. Where can I buy a ticket? And I went you to the ticket office. When is the next train to? And you give them your destination. How much is the ticket to? And you give them your destination. One ticket to? Destination, please. Is this the platform for the train to your destination? And excuse me, which train goes to this destination? And could you tell me where the waiting area is? Is there a dining cart on this train if you're a little bit hungry? And do I need to validate my ticket before boarding? That's if you bought an online ticket or something and you need to validate it before you board or get on the train. So let's move away from trains and get into planes. Traveling on an airplane. On an airplane, the words like boarding pass and passport, you're going to need those before you get onto the airplane. But before we even get onto the airplane, we get to the terminal building. Terminal building is the biggest building, the biggest part of the building, the airport. The terminal building is the one that connects all the gates and the shops and everything at the airport. That's the terminal. Sometimes you get a terminal for departures and you get a terminal for arrivals. Make sure you are at the right terminal, otherwise you're never going to find your right gate. Okay, some phrases we can learn at the terminal building. Excuse me, can you help me find out about my flight? Excuse me, where is the check-in counter? Could you please show me where the departure gate is? What time is the boarding for flight? And then you give them your flight number. Where is the nearest restroom? You want to go to the toilet? Okay, at the check-in counter. Check-in counter, this is sometimes a little scary place because it feels like it's one of the most official first place steps that you get into. At the check-in counter, they also call it a security checkpoint. So this is where you give in your luggage or your baggage and they're going to check it onto the airplane for you. So the smaller bags we know as carry-on luggage or checked luggage or cabin baggage is another name for it. Your carry-on luggage. And your main baggage is called your checked baggage, the one that goes underneath the airplane. If you are in the airplane, you don't get to play with that while you're flying. Okay, so the size and weight could be different. Please check with your airline before you pack. Very important, because I've seen a few people repack their bags at the check-in counter because they overpacked. So before you pack, make sure you know what you're getting into. Okay, so after the check-in counter, we move towards our boarding gate. So what is a boarding gate? The gate is where you wait to get on your plane. It's like a door to the airplane. The terminal is the big building where you find the shops, restaurants and a lot of gates. Think of the terminal as the whole airport building and the gate is just a small part of it where your plane is. Okay. Gate and the boarding gate, that's where we need to check on your boarding pass. See, on your boarding pass there will be gate number and then you go there before your plane leaves. Boarding gate again, some phrases we can learn at the boarding gate, for the boarding gate. Are you traveling for business or pleasure? You can ask someone, just want to make some friendly conversation. Have you been to the destination before? Do you know if the flight is on time? What brings you to the destination where you're going or where you are at the moment? Are you looking forward to your trip? Looking forward, this is a phrasal verb, right? So Looking forward doesn't mean the direction that you're looking. You're not looking forward or down or up or left or right, but it's, are you excited about your trip? Are you looking forward to your trip? Do you have any recommendations for things to do in your destination? So, the jet bridge or jetway is the part where you walk from your gate onto the airplane. Sometimes it happens that you have to walk out of the airport or out of a gate and then get onto a little tiny steps where you climb into your airplane. Depends on the different airlines. So, now you're inside the airplane. Inside the airplane where passengers sit is commonly referred to as the cabin. We're going to break down the cabin for you. Overhead compartments where you put your checked baggage. Not your checked baggage, where you put your cabin baggage. Okay? This one down the middle, this is the aisle. You're going to walk down the aisle. Please get out of an aisle. You don't say aisle. It's not an S, aisle. It's just aisle. This is the aisle seats, the one right next to the aisle, the middle seats, and the window seats. Make sure you book the right one. A lot of the times you can specify where you want to sit. Each seat has got their advantages and disadvantages, so think about them before you go. Like for example, the aisle seat. If you sit in the aisle seat, you might get asked a lot of the times to move out of the way if the person in the middle seat and the window seat would like to go outside. If you're in the window seat, then you might have to bother the people sitting in the middle seat and the aisle seat every time you want to get out, and that's sometimes a little bit of a hassle as well. But yes, let's carry on. Inside the cabin, some phrases that you might want to learn. Excuse me, could I please have a pillow and a blanket? Excuse me, could I please have a pillow and a blanket? Could I have a glass of water, please? I'm going to swallow some medication before you take off. I'd like to order the meal option for my meal. Can you help me put my carry-on luggage in the overhead compartment? Is there a USB port or power outlet near my seat? May I have an extra headset for the entertainment system? Excuse me, how much longer until we arrive at our destination? Okay, so we've done that now. We're in the cabin. Before we quickly move on, we're going to say if the airplane goes into the air, from the runway it goes into the air, what do we call that? Anybody knows? Take off. This is the takeoff, and the opposite of takeoff is called touchdown or land. The airplane is going to land. So some questions you can ask to do with this. You can say, when will we land? Okay, or when will we arrive? Taxiing. After landing, the process of the airplane moving on the ground to reach the terminal or parking is called taxiing. So while you're busy taxiing, you might hear the pilot, the captain of the airplane. He's going to come over the intercom system and say something loud. Sometimes you can't hear it because a lot of people are standing up and already moving around in the cabin. But what the captain is trying to tell you is, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your destination. Please remain seated with your seat belts fastened until the seat belt sign is turned off. We ask that you refrain from standing in the aisles or forming lines until your row is called. We'll disembark in groups starting from the front of the aircraft. Thank you for flying with us today, and we hope you have a pleasant stay and a safe onwards journey. So after the airplane, we get to the baggage claim area. This is where we hopefully get our bags and they made it to the destination with us. Some phrases that you can learn for the baggage claim area. I'm waiting for my luggage to arrive. Somebody asks you, what are you doing here? I'm waiting for my luggage to arrive. Have you seen my suitcase? And then you describe your bag. Excuse me, is this the baggage carousel for flight number or for the flight from? And you can say where you just came from. My luggage seems to be missing. What should I do? You can ask one of the staff members if you can't find your bag. Could you help me lift my suitcase off the carousel, please, if it's a little bit heavy and you need some help, or it's a little bit fast? I need to file a report for my lost baggage. If it's lost, it doesn't come on, you want to file a report about it so they can get it to your destination if they find it. My bag is damaged. Who should I speak to about this? It looks like my suitcase has been tampered with. Thank you for helping me locate my missing luggage. Just some phrases for the baggage claim area. I hope you never need to use them. Hopefully it's a smooth flight. You can just take your bag and leave. So after the baggage claim, we get a little bit of a stressful area, the customs situation. Customs official is going to stop you. He's going to ask you, do you have anything to declare or do you have nothing to declare? There will be posters and flyers all around the airport telling you the stuff that you need to declare. Stuff like if you have a lot of money, stuff like if you have fresh produce, stuff like if you have anything that you doubt, you need to ask them. So the stuff a customs official can ask you would be like, what is the purpose of your trip? Are you there on holiday? Are you there for work? Are you visiting family and friends? What are you doing there? Tell them why you're there. Where will you be staying? You'll be staying at a hotel, or you'll be staying at a friend's house or at a family's house or somebody. How long do you intend to stay? You tell them, I'm here to stay for 3 months or 2 weeks or 5 days. What is your occupation? What do you do? What is your job? I am a doctor, or I am a teacher, or I am whatever you do to earn money. Now, Customs could ask you a few things. It's difficult for me to make a section on this because I can't coach you on how to get through customs. As long as you are honest and you are straightforward with these people, you will not have any problems. So some stuff customs could ask you. Do you have anything to declare? Do you have anything that they need to know about? Do you have anything they should know about? If you're unsure, ask them. Say, yes, but I'm not sure. I have got 200 watermelons in my bag. Can I bring them inside? Please place your bags on the conveyor belt for inspection. Then you put your bag on conveyor belt or table for inspection. And you have to lift your suitcases up and they'll go through your bags. Are these items for personal use or gifts? They might ask you, because sometimes it's for you, it's for somebody else, it makes a difference. Do you have any food, plant or agricultural products with you? Anything that comes from the ground, they want to know about it because it could possibly bring in pesticides, or it could bring in pests, or it could bring in something that they don't really want in that country. Please fill out this declaration form. This declaration form is very important. They take it very serious, so you should also take it very serious. A lot of the times they give you a declaration form when you're on the airplane and about to land, so you can fill it in there. Please read through it very carefully, and this is going to tell you exactly what you need to declare or what you don't need to declare. Please step aside for a secondary inspection. Now this is if they really want to inspect you, or there's something not clear and they want to maybe just ask you a few more questions. Do you have any alcohol or tobacco products to declare? There's always a limit on the alcohol and tobacco products you're allowed to take into a country. So after you're done with customs, they put your bags nice together again. You walk out of customs into the arrival hall. Now this is where you're going to meet the people that you are waiting for. Maybe they're waiting for you to arrive. Maybe you need to grab a taxi, or you need to grab a train to get to your destination. Some obvious phrases you can learn about the arrival hall. Is there a currency exchange desk nearby? You want to know if you can exchange some money into some local currency. Could you tell me where to catch a taxi or a shuttle into the city? You see here, this is a phrasal verb that they're using. Catch a taxi. We're not physically going to catch the taxi and run behind it, but we want to take a taxi to our next place, to our next destination. This is just the way we say it. Could you tell me where to catch a taxi or a shuttle into the city? I'm looking for transportation to, and you give them your destination. Can you help me? Are there any information booths or tourist desks here? Now, you're done with your arrivals, you're getting into a taxi, some useful phrases that we can do when we're dealing with taxis. Could you take me to your accommodation name or the address, please? How much will it cost to get to the accommodation name and the address, please? Do you accept credit cards or do you only accept cash? That's very important to know before you get in. Maybe you can't even pay for it. Could you please take the fastest route if you're in a hurry? Sometimes you want to have a scenic route. Could you please take a scenic route? Could you lower the air conditioning or the heating, please? If it's too high or too cold. Could you drive a bit slower, please? Could you recommend any restaurants or places to visit nearby? Thank you for the ride. At the end, when he drops you off at the place where you're staying. So after we check in, after we get dropped off, we have to check in at our accommodation. At the hotel, you get the desk. Sometimes you're standing at the desk. Some phrases we can learn for when we're checking in to our accommodation. When we are letting the people know, hey, we're here. We're here to stay. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. I have a reservation under, and then you give them your name. I'd like to check in, please. Do you have any available rooms for tonight? That's if you did not make a booking or you're just walking into the place. What time is check-in and check-out? Because there's very specific times. Sometimes when you get there, you can't go to your room yet. They haven't finished cleaning it yet. Or in the next morning, you have to find out when it's the latest I can sleep in. When do I need to check out? Could I see a room before I check in? You want to see what the place looks like? Is breakfast included? And then they'll tell you yes, it's included, and I'll maybe tell you the times where you need to be there. Could you please provide a map of the area? You want to see where you need to go? Are there any facilities like a gym or a pool? Could you please help me with my luggage? And then they will get a butler to help you with your luggage and take your luggage to a room. So after we check in, we go to the room, the bedroom, the suite, or the room where we're going to sleep for the night. Some useful phrases we can learn to do with this. Is there free Wi-Fi available in the room? May I have the password or the login details? Could you please show me how to operate the air conditioning or the heating? Are there any restaurants or attractions you recommend nearby? What time is breakfast served? Could I have an extra blanket or a towel, please? Is there a safe in the room to store valuables? Could you arrange for a wake-up call tomorrow morning? Is there a shuttle service to the airport or the train station? Now, holiday or travel activities. While you're there, you want to do stuff. So what are we going to do? What activities are available nearby? Is there a tour I can join? Can you recommend any local attractions? They'll know best at the hotels stuff you need to do. Do you have any hiking trails or nature walks? Is there a bike rental service? Are there any cultural events happening? A lot of the times there's stuff that happens only once a year or something. It's nice to join these little events. Do you offer any recreational activities on site? A lot of the times the places have their own activities that they can offer you. So if we are done with activities, we're done with the hotel, we're done with check-in, we're just going to cover some emergencies while traveling. Now I hope not one of these things ever happened to you and you go through a smooth travel, but just in case, let's cover some phrases to learn while you are traveling and an emergency should happen. Help! I need assistance. Help! I need assistance. Straight forward to the point. Help, I need assistance. You can say what happened. I need assistance with whatever you need assistance with. Is there a hospital or a pharmacy nearby? I've lost my passport. What should I do? I need to contact the embassy. Call the police, please. I've been robbed. Can you help me? Well, I would actually combine those two. I've been robbed. Call the police, please. That's it. Thank you very, very much for following me, for watching all the way to the end. If you watched all the way to the end, please subscribe. We're going to be bringing out a lot of videos, a lot more vocabulary, a lot of grammar. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you and bye.